So some survivors of the deadly Boksburg gas explosion say they feel like government has abandoned them. The explosion occurred on the 24th of December 2022. This after a fuel tanker exploded under a bridge in the area, claimed the lives of 41 people and left dozens with severe and minor injuries. Now, Bernadine Philander and her family are survivors of the tragedy. They say they've lost their main source of income due to injuries sustained that have left them unable to work. Philander says her family faces eviction this week and have nowhere to turn. She joins us now for more on this. Bernadine, a good morning to you. I can understand just how difficult of a conversation this is. I think let's start off with why it is that you believe that you are facing eviction this week, 2 years after the explosion. Well, just over a year, in fact, just over a year, to be correct.
Yes, morning. The thing is, ever since the explosion started, that's where we got attacked financially. Because my husband only went back to work in August, and we never get on our feet to cover up on our financial things.
So how was it that you and your husband were unable to work after the fire? So talk to me perhaps about just the impact that the explosion had on your lives immediately after the explosion, and then of course in the long term in the months that followed.
Yes, immediately after the explosion we got burned so bad. On my left side I got 3rd-degree burns, and in my husband his whole body got burned very badly. So due to that he couldn't go back to work immediately. I couldn't do what I used to do. So and then it affected us in a very huge way.
And what about, because your 3rd-degree burns, your husband's entire body was burned, what sort of medical assistance have you received? And what has that process of healing looked like? Because I go back to that date around December 2022, and the stories were honestly terrifying of just how big those flames truly were. What medical assistance have you needed, and what have you received?
Okay, we were in hospital like 6 months in and out of hospital, 6 to 7 months in and out of hospital, me, and then my husband for 9 months. He was only discharged in August month. So the whole of last year, he was still in hospital, in and out of hospital. And it was very bad. We're still struggling. I can't use my left side the way I used to. That's why I can't be in the cold too much. I can't be, when the sun is too hot, I can't be in the sun as well. I have to be like, we see the weather today, then I can like enjoy life. But when it's too hot, I can't. When it's too cold, I can't. And my husband has no choice but to go back to work due to financial strain.
And physically, will he be able to do that?
Not 100%, but he's trying.
I mean, just talk to me. And I know, unfortunately, you don't want to show your face for your own safety. But I think what we're asking ourselves as South Africans is just, there's the medical implications of the explosion. But talk to us about how the day-to-day of your life has been impacted by the injuries.
It was impacted so bad because every single day we have to come back to the area where this thing is happening. Because we can't in that time still look for other places. Most of the other people went away. Like my neighbors, they moved. The auntie who was staying around the corner, she moved. She went back to Kimberley. But we couldn't, because of our financial status, we couldn't just pick up and go. And on the other side, we were so badly wounded, and I have 5 small kids. So I can't just pick up everything and just go. It is affecting us big time until this day.
Yeah. When last did you see authorities in the area wanting to give assistance?
No, it ended in February, I think, last year.
In February last year, that was the last time authorities. What is the assistance that the area still needs right now, ideally from authorities, if you haven't seen them in a year?
Seen them.
Yeah.
No.
What does the area need, Bernadine?
It needs somebody must come out and help us. There must be somebody who's going to help us. Because on our own, we cannot find this thing. We cannot fight this thing. We need somebody to give us a hand, to say we are here to help. You understand?
Yeah. Have you gotten any update on whether or not you will see any justice? I mean, whether or not the company that was behind this truck will face the legal system? I believe that in December as well, there were reports that the 41 families of those who lost family members in that blast are still seeking justice, and that hasn't come for them.
Yes, we are still seeking justice. We are in a class act, and they're still busy with the case.
And who's assisting you with the Class Act? Tell us a little bit about what it is that exactly that you're pursuing through the Class Act.
We want like help from the government, the company, because even the bridge, they say the sign of the bridge one day.
Yeah.
It says that the bridge was too small for a truck to go through. So nobody's coming out to help us.
Talk to me about other people in the area, the impact that you've seen. I know you've talked about how some of them have moved away from the area. What are you seeing for those that have stayed behind? I mean, are they in a similar situation to yours?
Yes,
and what do you need to happen to help you with your eviction?
I spoke to my neighbor yesterday, the other lady who lost her 2 kids. And I spoke to her. We talked about the same thing for a long time, that her kids were helping her financially. They were the ones who were taking care of the house. Her house is still burnt. Her ceiling is falling apart. The back rooms, she can no longer put people in those rooms so that she can get money. So nobody's helping us. I'm sitting here with an eviction where we must be out by Thursday, which is impossible. Where am I going to? Where am I getting money? If somebody can just help us, that's all we're asking.
Bernadine, I hope you get assistance. We're going to keep making the call out, and I can assure you of this. We'll be following up on the story here on Newzroom Afrika as well, because there are, of course, laws against what has happened here. The companies that are legally required by the promulgation of major hazard installation regulations to report major incidents or near misses to the Department of Employment and Labour. Let's hear where the department is in following up on the story, and then social development. Have they stepped in? We'll get you some of those answers. Bernadine, we do appreciate your time and all the best. Keep us updated on your situation. Bernadine Philander is a Boksburg explosion victim. You remember that horrific, tragic event on the 24th of December, 2022.